like, oh, you know, Jay-Z's losing his mystique.
Yeah.
He takes on a hard fight, and people are like, oh, Jay-Z doesn't have it in him. Listen to me. He's fighting the #5 lightweight in the world, okay, after a 1-year layover, and it went to the decision. You know, did he get completely dominated? I don't think so. I mean, he lost the fight, but it was not an utter domination. So I think this is just the beginning.
First judge gives it the way of the crusher, Kawajiri. And there it is. Tatsuya, the crusher, Kawajiri, winner by decision, now takes his record to 24-5-2. Kawajiri in the winner's circle. Jay-Z Calvin, not the return he hoped for, but certainly, as Mike Kogan and Guy Metzger said, to go the distance with the #5 ranked lightweight in the world. A fantastic effort coming back after a very long hiatus from centering for Jay-Z Galvin. But the accolades certainly belong to Kawajiri, who, as you said, Guy, fought a cerebral fight tonight.
Yeah, he did a really good job. And, you know, Jay-Z's a class act. You know, both these guys, you know, have a great balancing act of being good sportsmen, class acts, but also very good entertainers. And a lot of guys can't do that, you know, and these guys do it. These guys did a great job. Two impressive athletes. Like I said, it wasn't the fireworks that I was expecting, but it was a really good-looking fight.
How many luminaries here ringside, including Shinya Aoki, who was sitting only a couple of feet away from us and cheering his lungs out for Kawajiri throughout that entire 15-minute fight. And folks, coming up next, it is the featherweight Grand Prix second round. Hideo, Tokoro, Abel, Cullum, as Kawajiri addresses the crowd here. Let's have a listen. Kawajiri just thanking the crowd for coming. Saying that he trained extremely hard to beat Jay-Z. He knew he was in for a tough match. Apologising for the fans that he couldn't knock out Jay-Z on the ground or on his... But he is glad he got the victory. Again, thanking the fans for turning out in their droves here and showing that Dream is well and truly alive. Kawajiri also saying that he hopes this win puts him in contention for a showdown for the world's lightweight title at Dynamite on New Year's Eve.
僕なんかまだまだですけど、こういう時代だからこそ2人で格闘技を盛り上げませんか、マサト選手。
Okay, there it is. As I spoke about earlier on, it's been the rumor here in Japan that Masato could be facing Kawajiri July 13 in a super fight, K1 Max at the Budokan, and Kawajiri saying, I am gunning for the world's K1 Max champion Masato on July 13. Great words here from a great athlete, and coming up next, Hideo Tokoro and Abel Cullum.
The featherweight tournament begins now as HDNet Fights presents Olympia DREAM.9 Featherweight Grand Prix second round.
Welcome back to the Yokohama Arena in Japan. Let's take a look at the Featherweight Grand Prix second round match. Hideo Tokoro and Abel Cullum.
そこまでのことやるとは思ってないし、あの大金星はもう何年前のことだろう。格闘家であればこそかけがえのない親友にも巡り会えた。だがその親友曰く最近のところからはため息しか出てこないという。なめんな！何カーブ投げてんだよ。抱えた旗打倒神の子。キッドの一番弟子を破ればすぐにでも戦えるはずだった。だが夢は打ち砕かれ、キッドから屈辱のあの言葉。なんか存在が否定された感じ。一転、崖っぷちに立たされたところ、フェザー級グランプリは打倒キッドへのラストチャンス。しかし一度狂った歯車は元に戻らなかった。迎えたグランプリ1回戦初戦敗退。 打倒キッドなんておこがましかった。魔法の解けたシンデレラボーイ。
とても情けない心境です。
だが DJ 大輝の負傷で規定により敗者復活。もう開き直りしかない。
お笑い界で例えば3回滑ったら呼んでもらえないですよ。周りの期待はもうないから。
トコロはプライドをかなぐり捨て教えを請うべく DJ 大輝のもとへ。
サンドイッチマンが M1 で敗者復活で優勝かっさらうっていうのもあるしね。
対するはニューメキシコからの刺客、キングオブザケージ王者エイブル・カラー。アメリカ金網格闘技の頂点に君臨するアグレッシブなカーボーイ。グランプリ1回戦で見せた果敢に KO 一本を狙うスタイルはどこかトコロと似ている。トコロへの期待はだんだん減っていく。もしかしたら友達も減っていく。
もちろん格闘家ともヒデオ君はファンですけど、あの人が好きなのは、
誰も期待していない。だからこそできることもあるんじゃないか。
一回終わってるんだから失うものもなんでもない。
本当のラストチャンス。ドリームフェザー級グランプリ準々決勝、トコロヒデオ VS エイブル・カラー。
ただいまより本日の第6試合、オリンピアドリーム9フェザー級グランプリ2009セカンドラウンド第1試合を行います。
And now for the sixth match.
青コーナーよりエイブル・カラム選手の入場です。
The signature 12-gallon of the Texan cowboy, Abel Cullum. 14-2 with 8 submissions and 4 knockouts to his record. Many fans have hitched their star to Abel Cullum's war wagon recently as he chases the Dream Featherweight Grand Prix title. Coming off a decision win over Wiki at Dream 7 in one of his best career performances, in which he showed tremendous submission attempts and takedowns. Between 2006 and 2008, he went on a massive 11-fight winning streak, including 4 wins in King of the Cage. That streak came to an end when he stepped up to the Elite XC 140-pound title and lost by a decision. Always good to see the Texan. I know you like him, Guy Mezger, and you've kicked him here, so you've hitched your star to the war wagon of the Texan cowboy.
Yeah, he's the underdog, but I'm going to go with it. But just so you know, I got to help you out with some Texas lore. It's not a 12-gallon hat, it's a 10-gallon hat.
There you go. I'm going to go. I get Texas one day, Mike.
It's 2 extra gallons on there.
Hey, I'm Aussie. We always put 2 extra gallons of beer in something.
Hate to rate on your parade. He's from New Mexico, but you know, whatever. It's right there in the same area, I guess. You know what? Abel Cullum might be an underdog to this crowd. He's not an underdog to me. I actually picked him to win this fight. It's a very bad fight for Tokoro. Tokoro's a good grappler, but he's a very passive grappler. And Abel Cullum is a very aggressive fighter and a very aggressive grappler. Not a good fight for Tokoro, that's my opinion.
Tokoro Hideo 選手の入場です。
The man who refuses to buy a bottle of Grecian 2000 and dye his grey hair, so he's shaved it off here tonight. Hideo Tokoro, who hails from the Gifu Prefecture at the crossroads of Japan, the 31-year-old former janitor who is now looking to clean up in Dream's featherweight division. A record of 21, 16-1 with 13 submissions for Hideo Tokoro. Very famous Japanese comedian is here ringside supporting Hideo Tokoro, who is coming off a win over DJ Teiki at DREAM.9. Tokoro's good friend, the Japanese comedian we just saw flash onto the screen. Tokoro, who made his mixed martial arts debut back in 2001, but has struggled to find any real consistency in his career since decisioning Royler Gracie back at Dynamite 2006. He's gone 5-5 since then and hasn't won a fight by submission since Dynamite USA in 2007 when he armbarred Brad Pickett. What will be interesting here, though, is Tokoro has very good striking on his feet. And the one thing I feel has let down Abel Cullum in his fights has been his lack of striking ability. We'll see if Cullum has indeed trained any boxing or Muay Thai, built it into his stand-up game to take on Hideo Tokoro here tonight.
これより第6試合を行います。青コーナー170センチ 62.7 キロ Abel Cullum。 赤コーナー170センチ 62.7 キロ Tokoro Hideo。
We are ready for the second round of the Dream Featherweight Grand Prix. First round will be 10 minutes long. Second round will be 5. Abel Cullum at $1.83 for the win tonight. Tokoro at $1.91. Both men with bookmakers are even to win the overall tournament at $16 if you're a betting man. Guy Mesgro, I know he's got his money on Cullum. Mike Kogan, who do you favour in this one?
Cullum, I have to pick Cullum on this one. By the way, I'm not a betman, so I have no idea what those numbers mean, but Cullum.
I don't want to be a conformist, so I'm going to go Hideo Tokoro. Here we go, first round, Michael Chavello, Guy Mesga, Mike Kogan with you. Good right hand up the centre from Abel Cullum. Tokoro goes for a rib kick off the rear leg. Good knee on the inside from Tokoro, then circles off to his left. Outside thigh kick from Tokoro. Working his angles so far.
Those kicks are working. Those kicks are hurting.
Oh no, Tokoro has a far superior stand-up to Abel Cullum, but Abel Cullum doesn't really have much of a stand-up at all.
Abel needs to keep there. He needs to keep moving, and that's it. He needs to stay right there. Lock the legs up, pull him in, boom, there you go.
Double leg sits him down, nicely done from Abel Cullum. Tokoro goes for a reversal, that stand gut-munching knee, tries to fold him in half like a piano accordion.
Okay, finally somebody told Tokoro, don't just stay on your back and play jiu-jitsu because we're not at a jiu-jitsu tournament.
Good forearm guard against the high left round kick. Double left hand uppercut from Abel.
Abel must have heard me and said, who doesn't have a punching game?
You know, he's throwing bombs. You know, they're not the most technically correct looking punches, but they're throwing them, and that's it.
Oh, step up knee to the midsection, hurt him. Nicely done from Tokoro.
Didn't just hurt him, that dropped him. But look, there's the veteran in the fighter. He's holding on, he's trying to regroup.
Hey, that's his, gotta get up.
Oh, that's masterful.
That was kind of a slick. That was slick.
Masterful.
That was slick. You gotta keep going. He's gotta.
And a lock the foot behind the knee. There it is. There it is. Tokoro and his wicked submissions. Referee watching it. Can he finish him?
Oh,
that triangle.
He's trying to step over. Abel Cullum was trying to step over the head to get out of it.
Not a good move.
Don't forget the thing with the featherweights. They're both so skinny. Sometimes you don't have enough.
Enough meat to
exactly.
He's got to put that arm across, though. You know, this kid isn't going to give up until he's out.
Exactly. Abel Cullum is definitely a warrior.
He's slipping out.
He's slipping out.
Can he survive here?
But he's going to slip right, right in an arm. Well, no, now he's stuck.
Oh, Tokoro's got him tied up like a ball of twine. Cullum in a whole lot of bother.
Well, I don't know that he's actually putting pressure on him. The truth is, if he was really choking him, he would have been out by now. You don't hold a triangle this long.
Although he's going the wrong way. Cullum's stepping the wrong way. He's stepping into the choke that way.
Well, probably because he doesn't feel it. He's trying to. I think he's trying to get to the.
Oh, arm lock.
Okay, now he's gonna feel that.
Yeah, that was slick.
Hideo Tokoro.
You know, so much for his passive round game, but they always make liars out of us whenever they do it.
Which is fine to me because you know what?
It's great.
Let's be honest here.
He takes the back. Great work from Cullum. Drills the knee into the cranium. Here comes Abel Cullum. Here comes the cowboy power. And Tokoro slips out. Nicely done. Looking to get the back here of Abel.
Hey, let me put it this way.
He takes the back.
Exactly.
This is fantastic mount now from Hideo Tokoro.
And again, he goes for a triangle. This is amazing and a perfect escape. Listen, we're just going to stop commentating. Just watch this.
We
Okay, I don't know what they're doing.
It's moving so fast, it's hard for us. We're commenting on techniques that are 3 behind them.
All I know is I'm glad they're doing something because let's be honest here, after the first round snoozer of the featherweight Grand Prix, you know, these guys are making it up for Dream 7.
This is absolutely incredible. Hideo Tokoro more subs than the US Navy. But can he lock one in on here? Fantastic stuff. 6 minutes, 28 remaining in the first round.
It's slowing down just a little bit because these guys have been spending a lot of energy. This has been one of the fastest pace. You know, the first 4.5 minutes here, or 3.5 minutes have been
so far an amazing fight. But you know what? That's what we expect from Abel Cullum and Tokoro, both very, very active fighters. Mike, you and I commentated Dream 7, and we went to sleep until Abel Cullum came into the ring.
We are certainly woken up now as Tokoro just tries to pull the head down, not allow Cullum to posture up and work the ground and pound. Inside the closed guard, here is Abel Cullum. Drills the left hand into the upper rib cage.
He needs to start doing something to the head because the body shots, even though they hurt, it doesn't impress the judges. You know, it just doesn't.
Well, I think he's trying to do the body shots to loosen him up so he can get his head out, get his head out of the way.
Tokoro momentarily locking the right hand, let go of it, and now he's paying the price. But nothing really phasing Hideo Tokoro.
Tokoro, he's done a good job of defense, though. He really is. I mean, he's not really taking that hard a shot.
Tokoro is not easy to put away by any means.
Good move.
Looking for a one-time clinch. No, he shrugs him off, gets the distance, and here come the strikes.
In his dream debut last year, Tokoro fought Yamamoto. Oh, I'm sorry, Yamamoto stood it.
Cullum is letting it go. He's letting it go.
In center
ring.
Gosh.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
Holy smokes, they were going.
Inside fire kick from Cullum. Nice high right round kick from Hideo Tokoro. Cullum tries to kick the back leg.
Good slip, beautiful slip.
This is just a fantastic contest. One for the annals of time.
Tokoro's hitting great counter shots, though.
Uppercut, right hook.
Well, Cullum just landed a hell of a body shot and then followed with a hook. How do you score this foul?
You know, too, it's because, really, what do you like? Do you like the submission or do you like the ground and pound?
I don't know. I mean, the only thing I remember that Tokoro didn't do as opposed to Cullum was the knees to the head, but then again, Tokoro had a triangle submission and an arm, you know, I don't know.
Inside the guard of Hideo Tokoro, Cullum trying to posture up now, work the hammer fist strikes perhaps. Tokoro locks up the left arm. Tries to pull the head down. There's a shot to the lower rib cage.
I guess the question is, can they keep this up for another 4 minutes or so? And then if this
goes for another one, he's going.
Crazy submission attempts here from Hideo Tokoro.
Yeah, he's going for an omoplata, but and now Abel is trying to set up an omoplata of his. I don't know what he's doing.
Omoplata shoulder lock didn't quite work. Tokoro on top now.
Beautiful. You know, this fight is everything I thought it would be, which would be a killer ground. I just didn't expect Tokoro to be this aggressive.
Butterfly here.
I did not expect this fight to go this way, quite as much energy. This has been a really, I mean, you know, we've been a hard time keeping track of these guys. We're calling moves that are two moves behind them.
But I mean, Cullum, you know, in Dream 7, I mean, he did not stop. He was relentless. His father was in the corner, you know, punishing him for every missed opportunity.
Big left hand from Tokoro.
He was putting him in timeouts. He was like, oh, you owe me 2 arm bars now.
Break it, Abel! Oh, he's got it. He's going for the knee bar.
He's got that thing locked. He's got it locked.
Look at this.
But now he's getting out of it. Oh, that's ridiculous.
But he put himself back in.
He doesn't have it now. I think now he's more of like, okay,
Tokoro cracks the heel down on the head and drives in the right hand. Have a listen to this crowd here at the Yokohama Arena.
Look out for the knee to the face. You got the half Nelson
I think we got our fight right candidate here, baby.
You know, the fight that I was the least excited about, it turns out to be the best one. They're making liars out of us all night.
And now
Tokoro's going to try and free up that left hand, and he does now.
And again, Abel is trying to get that knee. Oh, I don't know what he's trying to get. I think he's just trying not to give up a bad position here.
Tokoro moves to side control, almost there.
He got too greedy. He wanted to do the knee. He's going to try to go for another triangle here.
Grabbing onto the left leg.
He's doing a good job.
Abel Cullum.
Guys, I don't think you realize these two fighters have not stopped for 8 minutes.
A couple of Energizer bunnies. I mean, this has been awesome.
And we can hear him breathing, and we're about 15 feet away. Why can't
Cullum
we
is
hear?
using so
How come
much
we can
energy
hear him
right
breathing,
there?
by the way? Must be a ringside microphone.
Yeah, they got microphones on the ring.
They have been working like Kelly Rowland and looking for a takedown again. Here is Abel Cullum.
Oh, okay, a little rope holding
the ropes there from Tokoro.
Abel was waiting for him to free him up.
The big boom shakalaka, down he goes.
That wasn't so big.
Yeah, it was a little more.
He's a little tired.
Hey, but good job.
We were waiting for it. Didn't quite happen.
You know, that's the thing, though. He took so much energy to get him up there like that for no payoff.
Yeah, but Guy, we're looking at 8 minutes and 30 seconds of non-stop action.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying, though. I'm just saying, at this point in the fight, for him to put that much energy for that thing, you would have...
It's amazing.
Hammer strike from
I'm
Abel.
shocked they're still fighting.
Yes.
I'm tired of watching.
Abel Cullum inside the half guard, wants to try and pass, go to side control here. May look for a knee, but can't get it through. As you can see, Tokoro just controlling that left knee of Abel, not allowing him to work it.
What, but do you blame him? I mean, who wants to get hit with a knee to the face? I think he's going to try a crucifix.
Yeah.
Some kind of smother. He's just...
No, I think he lost position there, and he's holding on.
Yeah, he's trying to... Yeah, he's trying to... Either that or he's trying to...
50 seconds, I'm holding on.
He's trying to make sure he doesn't pass.
45 seconds remaining in what has been the best fight yet of the Dream Featherweight Grand Prix.
He was trying to avoid this. That's what he was trying to avoid right there. So you're right, he was just holding on.
Here comes Tokoro. And Cullum gets
Here comes Abel Cullum.
Nicely done, the seesawing match.
Oh, in with the knee, that was slick. Into a knee bar. And a kick to the head.
Heel to the back of the head.
Get on him now.
15 seconds remaining.
You can hear the corner right there giving instructions. Nothing technical, just get on him now.
Cullum trying to work that right hand.
That's technical talk.
That's technical talk from New Mexico. Kill him. Hey, props to Abel Cullum.
Ooh, he lands it flush on the nose of Tokoro. End of the
He was
first round, guys. That was unbelievable to say the least. That was incredible.
This has so far been the fight of the night. You know, but we were expecting this. I mean, we were talking about how good this card was, how stacked it was. You know, and of course, everyone thinks it's just a bunch of hype. But no, this card is absolutely unbelievably stacked.
Have a look at that gut-munching knee from Tokoro. Cullum felt that one. Just a seesawing battle for the entire first 10 minutes. And as you said, Mike Kogan, they did not stop. There was no pausing, even for a split second to breathe on either one of these two whippets.
No, absolutely not. I mean, that part I'm not really too surprised about because there's never been a boring Tokoro fight, whether he's winning or losing. There's always a lot of excitement. And Abel Cullum, who, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know who he was until Dream 7, although he was very decorated in his King of the Cage career. You know, he came in here and he was just non-stop at Dream 7. So I expected him to do that. I just didn't expect that Tokoro would be this aggressive. So this fight has turned out to be just a phenomenal exchange of every submission imaginable, positions that, I mean, they're jiu-jitsu black belts right now probably taking note of what these people are doing and going, hey, I gotta try that. This is amazing.
Well, Tokoro hit him with that knee, that kind of jumping knee there, and that's what cut him. I was watching that on the replay.
And I just hope that it's not going to be the cause for Abel not to be able to continue. That would just be an absolute shame.
This is also something that's different here. In the United States, the doctors don't fix the cuts, and here they do. They fix the cuts on the thing here like this, where it would be the cornerman's responsibility in America to stop the bleeding. Here, you know, the doctors get in there and they stop the cut.
Well, actually, Guy, there's two reasons for it. Number one is obviously because it's in TBS on a national network, we can't have people bleeding everywhere. Number two is we want the fight to continue. You know, it'd be a shame for Abel to go back 5,000 miles home over a cut that could have been fixed.
Single leg here from Abel.
It's not a criticism, it's an observation.
No, I know. I was more just expanding on what you said.
Tokoro immediately trying to lock down that left arm and go for an early sub in the opening seconds here of the final round.
And we're right back where we left off. You know, we're picking up from the same.
Tokoro gets them down. Beautifully done.
But he hadn't been able to stay here for very long.
Watch your arm, watch your arm.
Are we trying to go for that left arm?
Abel's starting to get tired.
Yeah. Well, they should be, but they're going. Plus,
watch your head.
Knee to the jawline and the temple. Inside control now. Hideo Tokoro in the dominating position.
Abel, get up. Kick your
The
legs
blood
up
is
straight.
flowing again from the face of
Turn your
Abel
hips and
Cullum.
kick it. There you go, sweep, Abel.
You can hear the corner of Abel saying to sweep him.
I don't understand where they're talking
Get
about
him
that.
down,
Maybe that's
Abel. Get him down.
different technique that they're
Hey,
using.
listen, they don't give instructions. They give commands. Get
Suck it
him
up underneath.
down.
You know, that's one word that the former janitor doesn't ever want to hear.
Abel, suck it up underneath you,
down.
Abel.
Blood just
That's
dripping
all
off
that
the
matters.
canvas.
He's got it under the net.
No, lets it go.
Thought he almost had a bulldog on him.
Abel, get up
He's tired.
now.
Abel's tired. Ooh, and he's, you know, and it's not helping him out at all with having Tokoro on him like this. This is
Abel,
exhausting.
sweep him now.
Gain the corner saying,
Sweep him, but
sweep him.
Oh, he's got
Knocks it
the net.
on.
Yeah, he's got it.
Cullum in
He's got
trouble
it. He's got a new
here.
bulldog. He's
It is
got
all
it. It's over.
It is all over. Listen to the ovation. This crowd jumped out of their seat. Sweet, sweet victory for Hideo Tokoro. Guy Metzger, we have just seen the fight of the year.
I'll be honest, it was phenomenal. It's a shame it had to almost end like this. I mean, both these guys were so great on this thing. I was, surprised. It looked like Cullum got tired, and why wouldn't he be with that incredible pace?
I think Cullum got a little bit tired. Let's not forget, Cullum just got here 3 days ago. He's still jet lagged, from the travels. So props to Cullum. I mean, it was an amazing fight. Win or lose. Listen, winning and losing is not everything. Getting people in Japan to get on their feet, and Guy, you fought here before.
Oh, yeah.
The most unemotional crowd ever. Not because they don't like it, it's just not in their nature, but for a crowd to jump up to their feet like this is a victory. That's all that matters.
And he won fans here. The one thing that's cool to say about the Japanese fans is that they're not fair weather fans. If they respect you, they're fans for life.
But you know what? Another thing Abel Cullum did is he got noticed, even all across the world. I mean, Eddie Alvarez was a very accomplished fighter when he first came to Dream, but was not a household name, and many people never heard of him. He's now, in top 5 ranked lightweights in the world because of his participation in an amazing fights within Dream tournament.
So Hideo Tokoro now takes his record to 22-16-1 with 14 submissions. And certainly that has to be one of the sweetest victories of Tokoro's dedicated career. And he will address the audience here at the Yokohama Arena. Tokoro moves through to the 3rd stage of the Dream Featherweight Grand Prix.
まず初めに前回トーナメント負けてるんですけどDJ さん本当すいません今日も心ちょっと折れそうになったんですけど
saying although he lost in the last tournament, he is grateful to Dream for having him as part of this featherweight tournament.
本当に練習付き合ってくれるみんなと本当にありがとうございます。次
He was close to closing out his career, he says. But he said the support from the fans here in Japan and worldwide has encouraged him to continue his career and to continue to aspire towards becoming a Dream champion.
応援よろしくお願いします。
みんなが応援しています。あなたを応援している。
And he says, next time out, I will do my very best to become the Dream Featherweight champion. And certainly this crowd is absolutely giving it up for the veteran Hideo Tokoro. And folks, still to come, the remaining card of our Dream Featherweight Grand Prix 2nd round, including the return of Kid Yamamoto. And the main event, the Dream Middleweight title, will be on the line when Jacare takes on Jason Mayhem Miller.
We'll be right back with the final 3 featherweight tournament bouts, including Joe Warren taking on Kid Yamamoto. And the main event, Ronaldo Jacare Souza takes on Jason Mayhem Miller for the Dream Middleweight Championship. As HDNet Fights presents Olympia DREAM.9 Featherweight Grand Prix 2nd round. Welcome back as HDNet Fights presents Olympia DREAM.9 Featherweight Grand Prix 2nd round.
Hey everyone, Ron Kruk from the HDNet Studios. We'll return to Japan in the DREAM.9 Featherweight Tournament shortly. First, we want to introduce you to the brash and energetic Joe Warren, who will be facing Kid Yamamoto later tonight. The world champion Greco-Roman wrestler was considered a favorite to win gold for the U.S. at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Then he was suspended for 2 years by the U.S. Anti-Doping Association. Warren has put that disappointment behind him and is dreaming of a Grand Prix victory.
In the blue corner. I'm mentally as strong as it gets. Okay, I'm a trained warrior.
From the United States of America.
I'm the baddest man on the planet. No one can touch me. You can't train for someone like me. Bottom line, I'm your worst damn nightmare. I understand that I have a tough fight in front of me, but I open that with wide arms. Give it a hug. You know, you don't do this. I don't do this so I can fight a bunch of little guys that aren't going to give me anything. I'm doing this for the biggest thing. I got in the biggest tournament in the world at the biggest time so I could win it, you know? I understand that there's a lot of time that comes into training, but it's a mental game more than a physical game.
He's a little bit high energy, you know. He's got one speed and it's full go, and I don't ever see him slow down.
I won World Cup, Pan American Games, World Championships, 4 US Opens, 3 World Team Trials. So I knew what I was doing.
Warren was on the brink of stardom and perhaps Olympic gold when suddenly it came crashing down.
It was something that I made the choice, and it was a bad choice, you know, rough time in my life. But you know what, everything happens for a reason. You know, I don't see that as a negative point. Just the U.S. wouldn't let me wrestle, that was a problem. I would have won a gold medal for us, you know, but that's okay. You know, it just jump-started my fight career by 1 year.
Without hesitation, he made his pro debut in the Dream Featherweight tournament against former WEC champ Chase Beebe.
It was different. You know, I was now, you know, it's not a wrestling match, I'll tell you. It's a different deal. Bell rings, I wasn't sure if I should run and punch him, kick him, lay down. One time the bell rang, I turned and looked at Heath, he was like, get him. You know, I wasn't sure, so it was an eye-opener. I released him, and it was into a pummel match, and I pummeled inside and turned his head and threw a hard knee, and it landed. And as soon as I saw it bleeding, I just tried to attack him, got him to the ground, and period was over. And then the next thing I know, I was ready to go into the second round, and they stopped the fight.
Warren's impressive victory moved him into the second round. Up next, MMA legend Kid Yamamoto. A matchup he and Team Quest owner Dan Henderson believe is favorable.
At this point, you know, he doesn't care who he fights. He just wants to go in there and beat him up, and he just wants to hurt somebody, and that's a good thing to have, especially, you know, getting into the sport. Biggest thing is that I think Joe's pressure that he's going to put on Kid Yamamoto is going to make the difference in the fight.
Yeah, he's got a little advantage on the striking and the ring strategy, but mentally and physically, you know, I feel like I have the advantage. So I don't have anything bad to say about him. He's a professional. I understand how hard it is to be a champion. I've been the best at what I've done, and he's the best at what he does. That's why this being my second fight, to me, doesn't matter at all. To me, it matters that it's a quarterfinals of a world championships, and I'm there for one reason, to win. So this is just a body in front of me. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to hurt this person or come out on top. So mentally, I'm ready and I'm excited. So I can't wait till that bell rings.
Despite facing one of the sport's best featherweights in Kid Yamamoto, Warren is as confident as they come. He believes all the time he has spent training at the U.S. Olympic Training Center has prepared him to succeed in this tournament. After tonight, we will be a step closer to crowning a Dream Featherweight champion. Last year, the promotion awarded Grand Prix championship belts in both the lightweight and middleweight divisions. We now take a look back at all the explosive knockouts, incredible submissions, and major upsets that made the Dream Grand Prix unforgettable.
The pageantry like nowhere else. It is fight time, live here on HDNet as the dream comes true. As I'm going backwards here in Japan.
Oh!
Right. right by Alvarez.
Oh, it's like who's the strongest? Hey! Oh, high kick.
Nice kick by Alvarez.
Oh, good punches. Whoa!
They'll close out the way they started.
This is the rematch of the controversial no contest. Aoki could not continue on in the first round. That was in Dream 1. Here we are, Dream 2. This is part of the lightweight tournament to see who advances. Judge's decision now. Controversy or not, Aoki is going on.
Cal Uno shaking up his Shida here in this first round.
With the hooks in. Oh, yes.
Back.
He's got it. He's got it.
Trying to do it.
Yes, he's got it. Whoa! He stops him. Nice job.
Well, this certainly has been a dream for the 4 fighters who have made it this far. Now just 2 wins away from taking the belt. Well, from the toe to the head now, Aoki literally working all up and down on Cal Uno. A strong unanimous decision. Kawajiri, will he try to trade punches here with Eddie Alvarez?
Oh!
A cut. Opening up around the nose. And Alvarez knocks down Kawajiri.
Yeah!
And that's it. Alvarez wins. Eddie Alvarez with the knockout. From what we understand, Eddie Alvarez will not be able to go on and fight for the championship now. Hansen tries to come in with the Superman, and he delivers a good punch. He has Aoki in trouble. Hansen, he's got him! He's done it! He's done it! Joachim Hansen knocks out Aoki, and he has the belt. And here at the Saitama Super Arena, the middleweight tournament today, Musashi and Kang trying to sneak in.
Oh,
Kang is able to, but now he's caught.
Oh, he's caught too.
Musashi has him in the triangle. And it's over. Musashi wins it. Jacare, Mayhem Miller.
He's got it rolled to
the heel hook. Okay. Look at Miller. Jacare, I don't know if he's had to work this hard in a long time. Jacare is going on. Final spot in the middleweight tournament to be decided.
Oh, look at this.
And Monhoef drags him out and delivers 2 more. Monhoef again and again. That's it. That's it. Melvin Monhoef. The middleweight championship to be determined today. Is he
This
going
could
to do
be
it?
it. He's got to slam him as hard as he can.
Look at the power of Monhoef.
He should stay there. No, slam him down. Don't slam him down. That's dangerous.
He did as Musashi tries
Yes,
to
it's
put it
over.
in.
See, he shouldn't have done that. He should have kept him there.
He will take on the winner of the heavily favored Jacare against Galasik.
Look here.
And look at Galasik.
Watch out, triangle choke attempt. Oh, armbar. He got it. Did you see how fast that armbar was?
Galasik trying to spin out of it, and that is the speed of Jacare. Dream 6 middleweight Grand Prix tournament championship. Jacare has him in the position he wants and slams him to the canvas. And there he comes in with a Superman, and it's over. It's over. What a crazy finish. Musashi has just bagged a gator and the championship.
Wow, that was a hard kick.
To launch Dream 2009, Dream 7. Dream 8 is about to begin, and there he goes down. Takaya has him down. It's over.
Beautiful.
Oh, and Sakurai now reverses a knee, another knee. Sakurai dominating. It's over. It's over.
Wow.
Some incredible moments relived, highlighted by Gegard Mousasi and Joachim Hansen's championship dreams becoming reality. When we come back, the Dream 2009 Featherweight Tournament rolls on from Japan.
We'll be right back as HDNet Fights presents Olympia Dream 9 Featherweight Grand Prix second round.
Welcome back to the Yokohama Arena here in Japan, where so far we have seen one of the finest mixed martial arts cards, one of the finest fight cards of 2009, and certainly, Guy Mezger, we're coming off, I'm still sweating after that one. Tokoro and Cullum, that was just something special.
You know, it's, again, the fight of the night, maybe even fight of the year. It was a phenomenal fight. And, you know, to be honest, all the fights so far have actually been good or entertaining. Some not so great, but entertaining. And so, you know, to be honest, I'm a little nervous that we're going to, you know, how the rest is going to go. And, you know, because it's very hard to top that last fight.
Well, folks, we will give it a shot because the lineup we have for you remaining here tonight is truly stacked. It kicks off with Hiroyuki Takaya taking on Maeda in another of the Featherweight Grand Prix second round matches. Guy Mezger, who do you like for this one?
You know, that's a toss-up for me, to be honest. I'm not sure, you know. I kind of go Maeda there just because I think he's just got a little bit more experience.
Well,
Both
Maeda with
definitely
a record of 24-6-2, 14 knockouts, 2 submissions. Takaya with a record of 10-6-1 with 6 wins via knockout. Bibiano Fernandes takes on Imanari. Imanari is known as the master of the leg locks. Fernandes, of course, one of the best BJJ guys on the planet, a multiple world champion. Guy, again, your call on that one?
You know, is Fernandes, does he make the transition to MMA and not just a jiu-jitsu guy? You know, that's what we're going to have to look at here. And I'm kind of leaning towards that. I think his jiu-jitsu game is pretty sick. I think it's going to be the deciding factor in the fight.
And then our semi-main event, and this one really in the Japanese eyes, I suppose, is the main event here tonight. We've been waiting a long time for him, not only here in Japan, but around the world. There's been so much discussion. We know that Kid Yamamoto is one of the best featherweights on the planet. How good, though, really is he? Is he good enough to take out the featherweight championship? He is the outright favourite for this tournament, Kid. $1.77 to win the tournament overall, and almost unbettable odds here tonight to defeat Joe Warren. $1.17 to defeat Warren at $5. But as we said earlier, Guy, Warren thinks, even with his very little minimal experience, he can pull off one of the huge upsets of all time here tonight.
Well, he's a world-class wrestler, and wrestling is one of the top martial arts in the world. And you know, he's one of the very best. He was positioned to win the Olympics. That means you're the best in the world if you win the Olympics or stationed to. And so he's going to be bringing a tremendous work ethic to this game. He's going to be in great shape. He's going to be able to push the fight. You know, again, his weakness is going to be being one-dimensional. That's their problem.
And then, of course, folks, the main event, it will be the vacant Dream Middleweight World Championship on the line as the Mad Monkey, the star of MTV's Bully Beatdown, Jason Mayhem Miller, takes on Jacare in his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu against everything that Miller can possibly throw at Jacare. And if there's one thing that Miller has to be here tonight, it's actually be the bully against Jacare in center ring, Guy.
Yeah, without a doubt. He needs to be able to push the fight. He's got to be able to let Jacare know that he's not going to be able to take him down. He needs to let Jacare shoot on him. He needs to stuff it. He needs to put that pause in Jacare's game. If he doesn't, you know, then Jacare is a momentum fighter, and once the momentum goes his way, you got a long night or a short night.
So some more pomp and pageantry and introductions of our various luminaries here ringside at the Yokohama Arena. Mike Hogan, what a massive night it's been so far. As Guy said, it's everything we expected it would be and a whole lot more. Certainly exciting. Even the Super Hulk tournament winners, they weren't long matches, but they were great matches to watch from a fan's perspective.
Oh, absolutely. Very entertaining. I mean, you know, there seems to be some criticism in the U.S. about the matchups in Japan, specifically for the Super Hawk tournament. Listen, folks, fighting is fighting, but it's also entertainment. You know, you're supposed to be able to entertain people. And if you want to get an average household to tune into this, it's not going to be necessarily to a hardcore MMA fan fight. It's going to be to some of the stuff like the Super Hawk tournament.
Let's take a look, guys, at the Super Hulk tournament winners earlier on tonight. They were Minowa Man over Bob Sapp via sub, Choi over Kanseiko via ground and pound, Sokoju pounding out Yan the Giant Norte, and Musashi subbing Mark Hunt. Guy, you'd have to put Musashi as the favourite of the Super Hulk tournament, and Sokoju a close second, I suppose.
Not even close second. I think that.
You think he's outright that far ahead, Musashi?
I would. I mean, I'd be very, very surprised he doesn't go that way. Sokoju's a tremendous athlete. He hits hard. But, you know, he'll be faced with a guy that has a lot more skills.
Just to give you some idea what the bookmakers are thinking, Sokoju at $4.50 to win the tournament overall. Musashi is the favourite with the bookmakers at $3.20. And Bob Sapp out Minowa Man $10 to win the tournament overall. Also, we saw early on Jay-Z Calvin versus Kawajiri, a match that went the distance, the full 15 minutes, a very cerebral 50-man fight from Tatsuya Kawajiri. Mike showed fantastic stand-up skills and striking as we thought he would. Do you think, though, that rumour about him facing Masato in a K1 Max fight July 13 at the Budokan A, is going to happen, and B, could Kawajiri take Masato? Because Masato is the best pound for pound on the planet.
Well, as far as can it really happen, yes, I believe it can. Masato, who is retiring this year, is not part of the K1 Max tournament, did say that he will fight whoever the fans want him to fight at the July event, and then he will fight the K1 Max winner of 2009 at the Dynamite. So if fans want him to fight Kawajiri, then he's going to fight Kawajiri. Can Kawajiri beat Masato? No. Flat out.
Okay, that will be July 13 at the Budokan. So it's been a star-studded affair so far here tonight, and still to come, as we said, the main event for the Dream Middleweight World Title, Jacare versus Jason Mayhem Miller, and the 3 remaining matches in the second round of the Dream Featherweight Grand Prix, who will go through with Hideo Tokoro, the first man to move through to the third phase after he defeated Abel Cullum. Some of our fighters in centre ring at the moment will be competing next time out at Dream 10. And Mike, this really is just a huge night of fighting here in Japan. Meanwhile, while this event is going on, Daisuke Naito is defending his boxing world title. So just a huge night all around
in Japan. Correct, yes, which is the lead-in for this event on TBS in prime time. Is a world boxing title match. So yes, fighting kind of not died out in Japan, but did take second to some of the other more attraction, more things that Japanese find attractive. So fighting promoters definitely are trying to get together and trying to rebound from that to bring back some of the glory days from Pride.
Dream 10 will be the next event. And as always, Dream continues to get bigger and better. I mean, tonight's Dream, we've commentated all the Dreams together, Mike Kogan and Guy, first time with you ringside here. Every Dream event has been good, but tonight has just been off the charts in terms of entertainment and all-out action.
Vito Shaolin Rivero will fight Shinya Aoki at Dream 10, which is every grappler's dream match.
Unbelievable.
Paulo Filio will make a return at 84 kilos to take on Melvin Manouf. And of course, we got the welterweight championship and a welterweight championship final. So unbelievable card on Dream 10. If you think Dream 9 is good, Dream 10 is only getting better.
It's going to be a wet dream at Dream 10.
I'll tell you something, guys. This is the other thing, too, which is exciting for the American audience to get exposed to the other side of the world. And everyone thinks everything's happening just in America. But the reality is, these guys got some of the best fights, and best fighters, period.
Let me tell you something, guys.
It's awesome.
Not to take anything away from BJ Penn, who's a phenomenal fighter. Dream has 7 of the top 10 lightweights in the world. This is the most stacked lightweight division you will find anywhere on earth, bar none.
And you know what? Aoki in center ring here, who is throwing his clothes out to the audience, Guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't throw it our way. I would have loved to have taken home his shirt. But carrying on about the fights here, guys. To be honest, the lightweight matches are always the better matches. In America, they're a little bit fascinated with the heavyweights. Why? I have no idea, because they tend to be the worst fighters. No discredit to them. They do their best. They just don't tend to be the most technical. Now, these guys down here, especially our last match, I mean, holy smokes, the different techniques they threw and moving from one technique to the next technique, to the striking, to the ground game. I mean, you don't see that in the bigger guys.
It's also good to see, Guy, as we were saying earlier on before the show, that submission attempts here in Japan and submission finishes are still so prevalent, whereas in the USA, a lot more fights we are seeing finished by striking rather than subs.
Yeah, to be honest, a lot more by ground and pound. But and I think that's probably because there's a tradition in Japan, obviously, with submission and stuff like that. There's also a big, strong connection between Japan and Brazil. And so they bring, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu element in. And so I think they're a little bit more, more, I hate to use the term advanced, but for lack of better ones, more advanced at the submission game. They make it part of the game. Yeah, they're more focused on it. Yeah, that's probably a better term. And, and it shows. And these guys are, I mean, it's been exciting. And there's nothing better than a match with great submission.
Okay, folks, we're going to see some submission artists coming up. Let's take a look at a preview here of the remaining Dream Featherweight Grand Prix second round. Takaya and Maeda is coming up next.
僕は大阪から朝早く電車乗ってきました。そう、俺には関係ないじゃないですか。僕のこと舐めてんすか。初めてかな。めちゃくちゃムカついてます。
構想勃発。
一番きついんですから、測量って呼ばれるやつらはお互いのこと知らないやつはいないんじゃないですかね。
千葉が生んだ伝説の喧嘩師 高谷博之。泣く子も黙る路上の申し子に怖いものなど何もない。グランプリ1回戦では韓国人選手をワンパンで撃破。
リングで普通に戦う分にはなんてことないか。この辺の戦いと比べれば死なないし
高谷を支える最強の仲間、その名も高谷軍団。
18ぐらいの頃には千葉じゃ高谷が一番っていうのはもう決まってますよね。
俺が負けたらみんなが弱いと思われる。
一方天王寺、
今聞けたなんか高校生とかの感覚やの。でも俺は社会人が子供を制裁しちゃうんだ。
世界が恐れる浪速の侍前田義郎。チーム稲垣組の若頭にしてパンクラス初代フェザー級王者。日本人離れした打撃と決めの強さで格闘技界に稲垣組の名を知らしめた。昨年日本を飛び出しアメリカ WEC へ。2戦目にしてタイトルマッチに抜擢され年間のベストバウトをかっさらった。
高谷軍団200どうやって戦う？俺が番長をここにしたら高谷軍団動けんわけな。当たり前やん。
普通に言われたら誰でもパッと思うんですよ。びっくりするぐらい向かっていけます。バチバチ殴りに行きます。
もう負ける気はさらさらないですけどね。
横浜からどちらが生きて帰れるのか。
楽しみにしてください。
ドリームフェザー級グランプリ準々決勝、高谷博之 VS 前田義郎。
ただいまより本日の第7試合、オリンピアドリーム9フェザー級グランプリ2009セカンドラウンド第2試合を行います。
And now for the 7th match.
青コーナーより前田義郎選手の入場です。
Yoshiro Maeda from Osaka, training out of Pancrase Inagakagumi Gym alongside Daichi Fujiwara, the 27-year-old. A record of 24-6-2 with 14 knockouts and 2 subs, coming off a win over Mika Miller by decision at Dream 7. Before making his Dream debut in March, Maeda had fought his last 3 fights in the WEC with a 1-2 record. He beat Charlie Vansley at WEC 32, then lost to Miguel Torres in a title fight at WEC 34. Lost to Rani Yaya by guillotine at WEC 36. A man who exploded onto the Pancrase scene here in Japan in 2003. He went undefeated in his first 14 career fights before losing his first fight at Pride Bushido 7 against Charles Crazy Horse Bennett, who KO'd Maeda in just 1 round. Back again here in Dream and looking to advance in the featherweight Grand Prix.
赤コーナーより高谷博之選手の入場です。
her finest. The crazy screaming lady gives it up for Hiroyuki Takaya, the 31-year-old. A record of 10-6-1 with 6 wins by knockout. The man who loves watching iron, Mike Tyson, and has used his own hands to knock out 4 opponents. Coming off a win over John Wong Kim by TKO at DREAM.9. But he's been a real inconsistent performer as Takaya. Gone 5-5 in his last 10 outings, including 2 losses to his 2 WEC appearances against Linda Garcia and Cup Swanson. A former K1 Heroes mainstay, had 6 fights in Heroes with a record of 3-3, including a win over Lithuania's Remedios Morkavicius, and losses to Genki Sudo, Andre Dida, and JZ Galvin, who knocked him out with a flying knee in just 30 seconds. Takaya in center ring to take on Yoshiro Maeda.
これより第7試合を行います。赤コーナー170センチ、62.8キロ。前田義弘。赤コーナー167センチ、63キロ。高谷博之。
Huge crowd on hand here at the Yokohama Arena. Another fight they've been eagerly looking forward to. Second round of the featherweight Grand Prix here at Dream, Takaya and Maeda. 2 rounds of action. First round, the marathon, 10 minutes. Second round will be 5 minutes long. The bookmakers have the favourite as Maeda, $1.50 for the win, $8 to win the tournament overall. Takaya, $2.60 to win tonight, $15 to win the tournament overall. Michael Chabello, Guy Mesga, Mike Kogan with your insight. Hope you're enjoying all the action of DREAM.9. Good outside thigh kick for the lead leg from the southpaw fighter.
You know, I'm glad the way the matchup worked out for this round with Maeda fighting Takaya, because both are active and both like to strike.
Nice right hand just plowing down, and again looking for the jawline.
Maeda is, oh, good little move. He's very long, you know, for this weight class. He's got a long body, long arms and stuff, so he can reach around those legs and get a good ground and pound, even when he's being based out.
Oh, you want to see Long? His last fight to get to this round was against Mika Miller, who's like 6'1", I think. I don't know how he made it to 134 pounds. It's beyond me, but.
Mike Bean going to ground here inside of the first minute. Maeda going to get some positioning here on top. Just locking up the right arm from the bottom position, Takaya.
Oh, a little bit of dirty boxing inside there, dropping his shoulder on his face. It's a good way of loosening up the hold here, because Takaya is just kind of holding on right here, trying to either get a stand up.
Yeah, like doing absolutely nothing. I don't know what he's trying to do.
Oh, getting airborne on the knee there momentarily, Maeda. Inside the half guard here of Takaya.
Not sure how effective it was, but it kind of looked cool.
Trying to pass.
Well, I think at this point, Maeda's trying anything to try to pass. Takaya obviously either looking for a hold or a referee to stand him back up.
Yeah. Oh, good job.
Ooh, the knee almost.
Got his hips out of there quick, though. Got some good, slick, quick movement there.
Takaya goes back to center ring. Throws the right hand down the tube against the southpaw. Didn't connect for him. Wants to keep throwing that right hand up the center against the southpaw fighter, does Takaya. Also should be looking for some inside thigh kicks. Tries to clip him with a short right hand over the top.
You know, they're not doing a good job of taping the gloves here, you know. They tape the gloves with white tape, and then, of course, they put the colored tape on in order so you know what corner you're at. But it's coming undone.
It comes
the
off,
danger, yeah, the danger of that is that tape, you know, on the cuts. And so they need to do something about that.
Solid left hand being the rear hand of the southpaw Maeda. Just tries to duke it out in center and with Takaya, but nothing of good effect really landing with the hands so far for either man.
I was going to say, the tape problem dates back to Guy, your days of fighting in the Japanese scene.
Yeah, this is constantly up.
Good right hand from Takaya, best punch of the fight so far.
And he hurt him. He hurt Maeda.
Good extension on the jab from Maeda. Fires the high left round kick off the rear leg. Forearm guard from Takaya. Wild uppercut, almost knocked out a flying bird. Inside thigh kick from Takaya. Right hand up the center corridor, doubles up in it. And look at the swelling around the left eye now of Maeda, courtesy of that right hand.
Well, Maeda is doing a smart thing now. He's trying to take this fight to the ground because he's obviously giving up to Takaya. And his punches were a little bit strange. He was kind of extending his hands and arms out and then kind of trying to push forward.
Push him in.
I don't think how much
his hands were low.
That. Yeah.
His hands were low. You know, that's not a good combination. No power and hands not around your face.
A tango back over to the red corner. Sitting next to us is Mitsuhito Ishida, screaming all sorts of instructions. He is supporting Takaya in this one. Locking up that right leg. Takaya goes to his back. What can Maeda do from the top position here?
Maeda needs to get busier from here because he's losing the stand-up war. You know,
and he's not doing much damage on the ground.
Exactly.
I agree.
The judges are going to be like, you know,
I agree.
Again, it's the judging. You know, I don't always agree with the way they judge here in Japan a lot. It's a mystery to me how they do some of the decisions. But the one thing they do is they don't give the takedown that much credit unless it's capitalized on. And I agree with that. And Maeda needs to be doing a lot more stuff right now.
Elbows to the thigh. Nicely done from Maeda.
Well, I think he's just trying to do that to loosen up the grip, the hold, so he can pass the guard.
Control, yeah.
I mean, to Maeda's credit, he is trying to pass, but I guess he's just having a hard time getting around that hold that Takaya has on him.
Takaya's doing a kind of a good job. He's kind of holding on. I see what his game plan is, and then when Maeda opens up, he slips his hits out and gets up. So, you know, it's you know,
he definitely doesn't want to be on the ground.
It worked for him earlier, but it won't work with them pushed up against the ropes like this because he can't get his hips away.
Halfway through the first round,
he needs to turn his head the other direction.
Well, I think he's also hoping that if he gets close enough to the rope, they will put him in the center. But Maeda is now,
he's sticking his head out of there.
You know, Maeda got him against the
knee between the eyes, and Takaya back up to his feet. Listen to the applause here for the action.
That had to hurt.
Yeah, I was going to say, that hurt.
Between the eyes, Takaya charges forward, double right hand, tries to hook, hooks off the lead hand instead.
Catches him right by the ear. That's a good place to hit him.
Inside thigh kick, the slap reverberated across this massive auditorium. Lead hook from Maeda.
You know, Mike is so far pretty impressive featherweights.
Gotta say,
impressive.
Mike.
First round, snoozer. Second round, they're finally awake.
DREAM.9, everything we hoped it'd be and a whole lot more as a wild swinging rear hand there from Maeda. Goes nowhere near and he takes the outside lead thigh. Looks like a cut between the eyes now, maybe just over the corner of the left eye of Takaya. Probably from those knees earlier on.
And you know what? Dream 7 received a lot of criticism, but what fans have to understand is in a tournament format, that's what you're going to get. The first round is always the caution round. Nobody wants to be out in the first round.
Now
if you remember last year, Dream 1 was a snoozer. By Dream 3, people were like, whoa.
And the DREAM.9 has certainly been an electrifying night thus far. Should have ducked to the body off the right hand. Maeda, he thought twice about it, didn't follow through. Takaya turns him off. Good short left hook as Maeda went for the Muay-Thai clinching knee.
Exchanging some good leather. These guys are hitting each other.
Overhand right from Takaya, all tied up. Maeda looking for a takedown. See the blood there, just over the eye of Takaya.
Takaya's cut.
Against the ropes, referee allows it to go on here. That didn't spill through.
Well, as Maeda was in the middle of getting a mounted position, so good job on a part of the referees catching him and allowing him to get that dominant position.
Full mount from Maeda. You see Takaya just pulling him down. Doesn't want Maeda to posture up and work any sort of ground and pound.
Well, he's got to look out for the cut. And,
referee now calls time and may get that cut looked over by the ringside doctor here. Yes, he will. Send Takaya to the neutral corner.
You know, you have to appreciate the referee's jobs here. The referee waited until they were in such a position that's so easier to recreate until he stopped them so that he can put him back in the center and there's no controversy over whose hand was over, whose arm, and whose leg was where. And of course,
you never can though. The only problem with the resets, you never get them exactly right. That's one advantage of the cage versus the ring. I mean, I prefer the ring personally, But that's one advantage, you know, is that, you know, the restarts, you never get right back. It's always to the advantage of the guy on the bottom. But that being said, you know, the problem with the cage is once you get stuck in the cage, you know, it's impossible to get out because of the way the cage is made, which isn't fair either. So, I mean, there's always trade-offs in the way that the different fighting, you know, surfaces, whether it's the cage or the ring. And, you know, it changes dynamics and it changes the game plan of the fight, too, which is important.
Of course.
Takaya has got to be wary of that cut now. Maeda might go after it. It's in a very bad position over the eye, and the blood could drip down into the eye and impair the vision here of Hiroyuki Takaya.
Oh, good job of getting back. Again, you know, the disadvantage of being moved to the center allows him to get out of that.
Well, that, but also Maeda wasn't doing much. I mean, he kind of hooked it, and he wasn't really capitalizing on his dominant position.
And he take the right leg out here, pass and go to side control. Maeda. Back onto his feet.
Oh, there was long arms. So even when he's postured up like that, he's still getting hit.
Into the midsection. Ooh, good up kick to the sternum from Takaya.
Well, yeah, Takaya started like looking around. It's like, hey, you're still in a fight here. Let's
not time to take a
I mean, I'm sorry, not
just
Takaya,
yet.
Maeda.
Maeda.
1.5 minutes remaining here in the first round. 10-minute first round, 5-minute second round under Dream rules from the Yokohama Arena in Japan. DREAM.9, second stage of the featherweight Grand Prix.
Gegard Musashi is now ringside holding the middleweight belt that he will relinquish to whoever earns it in a Jacare Jason Miller fight. So how ironic that it's Gegard who will pass his belt on to Jacare or Jason.
Maeda back inside the half guard here of Takaya.
You're completely unrelated to this fight, by the way, Mikey. Sorry.
That's okay, Mike.
It's okay. You're drifting off, son. We'll get you back over here.
I just saw him with the shiny belt, and I was like, well, that's kind of cool. And I was like, well, I wonder why he's here. And then I remembered that it's his belt, actually.
Mike Hogan easily distracted by shiny things here ringside. As Ishida sitting next to us continues to chant instructions to Takaya.
I'm distracted by the gargantuous diamond on Akiyama's neck.
Sexy arm.
Speaking of shiny stuff.
Well, very interesting. Just changes dynamics. The fight getting back here is Takaya just got a yellow card, mainly because he's being a little too passive, especially on the ground.
Right, just holding and neutral. Mika Miller got the yellow card against Maeda.
Nice body shot there, tipping down with the breadbasket off the right hand from Takaya.
Takaya's getting some swelling there. Not only is he cut now, but he's getting some swelling in the eyes, and the blood's running into his eyes. So the doctor's got to look at that.
Yeah, but you know what? Maeda seems to.
Both these guys are throwing some pretty good levels.
Seems to be.
Maeda got tagged, and here comes Takaya. Here comes the ground and pound. It's all over. It is goodbye, Irene. What a face of Takaya. How the pendulum swung.
Just like that. Things can change inside Dream Ring. That's why I shouldn't be looking at Akiyama's diamonds. Okay, Gegard's belt.
How the pendulum swung.
The guy hasn't finished his sentence, and the guy was down.
I swear to God, what I was about to say was the problem with the lightweights is they don't have good punching power. Good thing it didn't make a line
But you know what, guys? Every time I say something,
It's known as the Kogan curse when we commentate.
I almost said, like, people should pay me so I can go like, well, Jay-Z's not really using his legs too much. Bam, here comes the high kick knockout, you know.
What a moment here for Takaya. He moves through. As I said earlier on, Takaya was not the favorite among fans and all the bookmakers for this one. But he has certainly done a lot of favors in firming himself. He moves through to stage 3 of the Dream Featherweight Grand Prix as he salutes the crowd in front of our commentary position. Kai Mesga, what a great finish. He pounced on him like a rabid pit bull.
And he needed to, because you know, I had him losing the fight so far, you know what I mean? So I definitely saw that as, you know, he needed to pull it out. And, you know, to be honest, that's what the champion does if he's going to be the champ. He's under pressure and he performs like a champion. It was a good job. You know, and I like the fact that you guys showed each other a tremendous amount of respect, and you know, I like that part about being over here in Japan. They generally are like that.
Let's have a look again. The knee in the corner that opened that cut over the left eye of Takaya. Maeda getting airborne on that one. Ooh,
that hit with 2 of them like that. That was that there can be the game over technique.
Beautiful left hand threading its way through. Overhand right from Takaya, the beginning of the end. And then he pounced on him. Maeda taking more knocks than a front door. Just a matter of time. Referee moved in and said no more.
日本人対決で楽しんでもらえましたでしょうか。
Takaya saying to the fans, I really hope you all enjoyed my fight.
まあすごい強くてちょっとまずかったです。危なかったです。また9月も
He said before the fight, coming in tonight, he had a very bad feeling about taking on Maeda. He says Maeda was a very strong opponent. He was certainly up against it there for a little while in that first round. He cut me nicely, and that meant the time was against me, and I had to finish the fight, and finish it he did. So Takaya moves through, and he joins Hideo Tokoro, who defeated Abel Cullum earlier on. Folks, coming up next, the master of the leg locks, Imanari, takes on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion, Bibiano Fernandes.
Welcome back as HDNet Fights presents Olympia DREAM.9 Featherweight Grand Prix second round.
More action coming up now from the second round of the Dream Featherweight Grand Prix here at the Yokohama Arena in Japan. This incredible crowd on hand have been treated to one of the best nights of action we have seen in a long, long time. Every fight has been more exciting than the next, and it's going to continue in that fashion because we've got Imanari, the master of the leg locks, taking on Bibiano Fernandes in our next fight.
もののけのごとし足換銃弾今成正和その習性常に足だけを狙い瞬時に決め破壊する相手の選手生命を脅かす世界で恐れられている珍種北岡悟青木真也といった超一流寝技師も師と仰ぐ足関節技の匠グランプリ初戦でもその妖術が炸裂するはずだったが
今成足関節は決められず今成
出せなかったのか出さなかったのか
次は誰が相手であろうと必ず足を決めて勝とうと思います。よろしくお願いします。
対するもまた人の姿を成したアマゾンの獣密林の関節カーニバルビビアーノ・フェルナンデスいかなる体勢からでも相手を瞬殺する充実王神の子を絶対絶命の危機に貶めた圧倒的なパワーで1回戦を圧勝グランプリ制覇に死角なし
もうちょっと人じゃない動きをしますよね
獣と
了解です了解です
足換の匠とパワー充実世界が見つめる地上戦ドリームフェザー級グランプリ準々決勝今成正和 vs ビビアーノ・フェルナンデス
ただいまより本日の第8試合オリンピアドリーム9フェザー級グランプリ2009セカンドラウンド第3試合を行います
And now for the 8th match
青コーナーよりビビアーノ・フェルナンデス選手の入場です
I might chip those, man. I got this, yeah.
In the blue corner, from Brazil,
29-year-old Bibiano Fernandes from Brazil makes his way to center ring. A record of 4-2 with 2 subs and 2 decisions, but that record really does need to be put into perspective. It's no surprise that a lot of fans have Fernandes as their dark horse for this tournament. He gave Uriah Faber one hell of a stoush back in 2006, only to be stopped by a cut. And he took Kid Yamamoto the distance in Heroes in 2007 in what was one of Kid's toughest ever fights. Made his pro MMA debut against Luis Figueroa in 2004, winning with a rear naked choke in only 30 seconds. And he's on a 3-fight winning streak here tonight. That includes a triangle choke of Lin Tam last October and a decision win over Juan Barantes last June. Coming off that win in the opening round of the featherweight GP over Takafumi Otsuka at DREAM.9, Guy Mezga, one of the finest BJJ guys on the planet.
Yeah, I mean, and he's a submission BJJ guy, which is different to say. There's a lot of great, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys that are great at positioning and stuff like that, which, that'll put you to sleep quicker than anything. But this guy actually goes out there and he's got great finishes, and that's a big part of this game. I mean, if you're going to win this tournament, you can't just, especially with the way the rules are set up, you can't be a position guy. You just can't do it. You've got to be able to stop them. And both these guys have great submission techniques. But I go kind of with Fernandes, man. I like the poor hungry kid. It's you get an angry dog and you get him hungry. He's tough to beat.
Favorites, Masakazu Imanari, the man they call the Ashikan Judan, which means the 10th dan of leg locks. Of his 11 submission wins in his career, 6 have come via heel hooks alone. A record of 16, 6-1, coming off a split decision win over Atsushi Yamamoto at DREAM.7. Won the cage rage featherweight title with a flying armbar of Robbie Oliver in only 27 seconds their fight in London back in 2007. Defended the title with a reverse heel hook win over John Silva in London last year. 2-time deep champion at featherweight and bantamweight. He won the featherweight title in awesome fashion by beating both Mike Brown and Yoshiro Maeda in the one night with leg subs in 2005, and the bantamweight title last August with the heel hook of Uemara.
青コーナー167センチ 62.8 キロ Bibiano
Fernandes, 5 times world Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. In 03, won every one of his matches by submission.
165センチ 63キロ Imanari Masakazu.
Imanari, former Pride Bushido fighter. Only fought twice in Pride Bushido, lost on both occasions to Luis Buscape by decision at Bushido 5, and then to Joachim Hansen by KO at Pride Bushido 8. We are ready for another of our Featherweight Grand Prix second round matches. Brazil versus Japan, Fernandes versus Imanari. A battle of the submission specialists in center ring. Bibiano Fernandes, the favorite among the bookmakers, $1.56 for the win here tonight, $4 to win the tournament overall. Imanari, $2.50 to win tonight, and $15 for an overall tournament victory. First round set for 10 minutes. Michael Chiavello, Guy Mezga, and Mike Kogan with you ringside from the Yokohama Arena in Japan. The southpaw stance of Imanari, the orthodox stance of Bibiano Fernandes. Catches the kicking leg, Fernandes.
Fernandes, you could tell right away went for a takedown. He came out very low because, he wants to keep Imanari on his back, pass his guard, and try to, stay in a mounted side control position, north-south position, anywhere where Imanari is, unable to launch those devastating leg locks. Of course, Imanari can launch him from just about anywhere.
Big hello to all the fans on Sherdog who have created their own Imanari foot fetish wagon. I'm not too quite sure about that one, but some people have some fetishes. Big ground and pound here from Fernandes. Nicely done. Imanari trying to lock up the leg.
See how aggressive he wasn't trying to
Straight out
pass.
of there.
But see how aggressive he wasn't trying to pass that guard, and as soon as he realized he could be in half guard, he started just unloading because he's like, I don't want to sit in a half guard because that's a foot lock.
Yeah, that's an easy setup for especially a guy that's good at it.
Remember back in 2003 when Imanari subbed Gurgel in just 32 seconds, the pain on Gurgel's face from that heel hook, I'll never forget that sight. Something Fernandes doesn't want to experience here tonight.
Imanari needs to start throwing that straight left hand. He's coming with the kick, which is going to be more easily grabbed by Fernandes. Now he needs, instead of throwing the kick, he needs to counter Fernandes' attack with the knee. That's a great counter to the grappler in this open stance. And when I refer to open stance is when you have your right foot out and your opponent has your left foot out.
The thing is, though, Imanari is so unpredictable and unorthodox in his fights, including his stances and some of the weird stuff he does, that God only knows what he's planning on doing.
Fernandes circling off to his left, which is the way to go to keep clear of that left hand of Imanari that he throws up the tube. Fernandes just weighs in with the left hand. Good right hand off the jawline from the Brazilian. Up kick from Imanari. Fernandes is kicking at that right shin.
Something you don't usually see as a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner staying off. You usually be pouncing out, even going into the guard because they generally feel like they can pass it.
Yeah, except
so
here,
shows
because
respect.
From
It shows a lot of respect.
he doesn't want that knee bar spinning around or a heel hook coming.
He definitely respects those leg locks.
I mean, he was even kind of leery of doing the kicks because he was afraid he might grab his leg or something. With Imanari, he's just psychotic in his footlocks. He gets them from anywhere.
Beautiful right hand from Fernandes, lightning fast with those strikes. Imanari.
Well, but one thing to notice that's important here is that Bibiano is sticking with his game plan. He's not getting frustrated by Imanari's style, which is kind of a laid-back, weird, God knows whatever he's doing, and then out comes the footlock. So Bibiano is sticking with his plan. He's not engaging unless he feels that he's in a comfortable zone.
And he's trying to counter. I mean,
exactly.
He's trying to counter. He's countering with takedowns. He's countering punches when Imanari steps in. So, it's a solid game plan.
Imanari enjoying going to the liver with the kick as Fernandes catches the kicking leg again, tries to draw the right hand. There is some swelling under the left eye of Imanari, courtesy of those right hands from Bibiano Fernandes. Nothing to really faze Imanari thus far. As